Peter brings in the pace car, and here with the call is Russ Dowd.
Between turns 3 and 4, they are picture perfect. Chris looks them over, winds them up. The green flags will fly, and we are underway. It is Rick Medevere, car number 38, to bring them into turn number 1. Medevere sets the pace early. Dave Winston holds on with car number 10. Mayberry is right there with the blue and white car number 7 as we begin to sort this one out just a little bit. Mayberry wastes no time in challenging for that second spot at the racetrack. Down low with the 7, makes a move, zips on by the 10 of Winston, and Peterson is right there to challenge.
Keep an eye on Peterson. He's been running well in recent weeks, and there he is now taking over the second spot from Mayberry. Charlie Nappy will follow right behind him.
Into turn number 3 they go. It is still Rick Medevere out in front. Jim Peterson, car number 17, holds on for second. Nappy is in the third spot. Side by side, they battle for position number 4. It is Canopta on the inside, Mayberry on the high side. Hill runs next in car number 5.
Herb Bennett got sideways coming out of turn 4, lost 10 spots in a hurry. Now he'll try to recover and work his way back. Meanwhile, Lozano moves up in car 82, gets himself under Hill, and he takes over the number 6 position.
And look who's right behind him, too. It's the Polish rocket, Chuck Zentarski, along with the current point leader, George Lecco. Scott Foster is there with a 22 as well. Many of the heavy hitters now working their way toward the front. Here comes Barry Metcalf, Bim Adams, and the 78 of Larry Vassar, all headed towards the front of this pack. Deep into turn number 3, the 5 car, that's Bill Hill, lights up the tires as he stands on the binders going into turn number 3. Back down across the spike they come.
Into turn 2, here comes Kanopka. He gets under Nappy and passes by him with ease. So it's Kanopka now running third in the 99 as Nappy drops to 4th, followed by Mayberry. And
trouble down in turn number 1. The 56 car is down in the infield. That's the Roger Ducharme machine. Of course, S&S Auto Parts in Fairfield, Millis Motor Parts in Millis, Massachusetts, to mention just a couple.
All right, Russ, here they come again. Bearing down off turn 4, they get the green flag. We're back underway. And at the moment, Medevere has just an edge over Peterson, but here comes Peterson right alongside in turn 1. Charlie Nappy has recovered, and he is battling Peterson for the number 2 spot. Nappy comes alive after falling back in the field.
Just as you had predicted very early in this event, Jim Peterson is running very, very strong. And he is coming up through the pack. He now finds himself with his hands full, stuck in the high groove in that red and white number 17. Here comes Jerry Kanopka down low. The 99 has suddenly come to life, and he challenges Peterson for position number 3.
All right, the driver from Ware has his work cut out for him, trying to do the job in that outside groove. Kanopka gets a little bit sideways. Peterson moves up alongside now. Meanwhile, Chuck Zentarski looks for an opening, but he's not going to find it between Kanopka and Peterson at the moment. Now, a little bit of a break. A little smoke out of the Foster car as he does a little bit of rim riding. Kanopka starts to open things up a little bit as he tries to move up on Nappy. Meanwhile, Peterson switches to the low groove, and that hangs Nappy out to drive. Contact, Zentarski and Nappy make contact. Zentarski hitting the wall pretty hard. And let's see what happens with that one.
At the very least, he has a right front tire that is down, but I think he's going to find the damage is more severe than that, as the 8 car is just limping now off of the second turn. So that was kind of a tough one as they came together coming off of turn number 4. You could see them beginning to bounce off of one another, and before it was all over, both ended up making contact with the outside wall.
You could see that one coming. Nappy got up into the marbles up in turn 4, and as he tried to come down, Zentarski tried to weave his way through the opening, and there just wasn't enough room when the contact came. Meanwhile, Jim Janeski pulls to the infield along with Zentarski, and Fifield in the 23 also pulling in.
Okay, now as you are all aware, there are big doings this weekend at Loudon, New Hampshire. And
sponsored by Tune by Tuna and Cart to clinch up once again for this restart. Chuck Zentarski has made it back out thanks to that delay. And here we go, we're back underway. And once again, Medevere gets the jump on the field. Rick wants this win badly, that's obvious. Off turn number 2 they go. And into the infield slides Childs in the 31. Hopefully that.
So Chris Hopkins keeping a very close eye on that, and the yellow flag comes up.
Oh, my.
All right, now the black flag was displayed to Pete. He had tried to move back up to his normal starting spot.
Oh.
No, you can't blame the guy for
Well,
trying,
hey,
right?
give it a whirl. Let's see what happens. Well, this time it didn't help one little bit.
No, the scorers and the officials are really pretty sharp, and you can see him trying to sneak up through there again. Whoops, now he decides the heck with the whole thing and is going to park it. All right, off the turn they come. Green flag is displayed. Medevere once again jumps out in front, and it is Jerry Kanopka, car number 99, down on the inside, challenging for the second spot from Nappy. Bim Adams is right there, as is Scott Foster. Off the turn they come, pretty much single file down the inside. You can see that whole lane moving rather nicely. It is the 38 of Medevere, the 99 of Kanopka, the 16 of Adams, the 22 of Foster, and here comes the 21 of the Shark, George Greco.
All right, meanwhile, back in the pack, quite a bit of shuffling going on. Tom Butler moves up 3 positions in just that 1 lap. So he's on a roll. And it looks like some sparks coming out beneath the 75. Now they appear to have ceased. Not sure what that one's all about, but we'll keep an eye on him for you. Meanwhile, off turn 4, it's still Medevere leading the way, but here comes Foster under Kanopka. He's looking for that 3rd spot, and he's got it. So it's Scott Foster now running in 3rd place. Here comes Jim Peterson. He'll take over the number 5 spot, but keep an eye on George Greco. He's got a tough one to handle right there, but Peterson doing a fine job. Contact between Butler and Bennett, and again contact between Butler and Nappy, but both cars continue in the event as they come out of 4. Well, that was a little bit hairy. Look at the top 3 now. Oh boy. Anybody's race as they go down the backstretch. Medevere, Adams, Foster, 1, 2, 3.
They are virtually glued together as they exit turn number 4. Here comes Adams down low to challenge for the lead. Side by side now. Bim Adams. Into turn number 1 they go. Here comes Foster trying to make it 3 wide. Adams tries to bring the car down low, but Scott Foster pulls right up alongside. 2 lead changes in less than 1 lap. Adams battles back on the outside. They come down to the start-finish line. And it is almost a dead heat. It looks like the 22 had it by about a radiator cap rolling.
Oh, great action all the way through the pack. Adams looking for his 2nd win. Foster looking for his 1st in this 93 season. 2 hungry boys going at it, hammer and tongue. And as they come off turn 4, it will be completing lap 12.
A couple of weeks ago, Bim Adams was within a handful of points of taking the point lead, only to be sidelined one night by mechanical difficulty. He wants to get back up there and challenge George Greco. Down on the inside, however, a very determined Scott Foster in the Booten & Sons machine. They've run side by side now for 3 complete circuits. Here they come once again off the turn. This time, Foster has a distinct advantage exiting the turn, but they're almost even at the halfway point.
Oh, I tell you, great action going on. Meanwhile, a good battle for the number 3 spot, too, between Medevere and Kanopka, and Greco and Peterson are also having their battle. So good action all through the lead pack. Here we go now. Off turn 4, it's Foster out in front by the narrowest of margins. And Adams closing in once again.
Off the turn they come one more time. Scott Foster out of Ellington, Connecticut. The Booten & Sons paving. Car number 22 down across the line. Bim Adams hanging in there for the 2nd spot. They run bumper to bumper, but look at the traffic jam that's developing for position number 3. Medevere, Kanopka, the 21 of Greco, the 17 of Peterson, and here comes Herb Bennett. The 4 of Butler also inching up on that pack. 6 cars in all, battling it out for 1 position on the half-mile racetrack. 16 laps up on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard tonight, Raleigh, and boy, we've got a good one to start. A challenge for 2nd, for 3rd make it.
And here comes Greco. He's got gotten himself under Medevere, and who will it be out of 3? It's Greco taking over the number 3 spot. Good effort by George, as right behind him now, Peterson is also looking to move up.
Adams really applying the pressure to the 22 of Foster. Last time off of turn 4, you could see the smoke coming right off of the right rear wheel of the 22 of Scott Foster. Off the turn they come. Lapped traffic may play a number here. It does not. And Foster is able to maintain the advantage. So it's Scott Foster and Bim Adams running 1-2. They've got about a 15-car length advantage on Greco, but this really will not hurt Greco's point position because both of those drivers are behind him in the point standings. He may lose a couple of points here and there, but nothing serious. Passing flag displayed to Vinny Soares in car number 9. 19 of 25 up on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. Scott Foster, who has been seeking sponsorship all year long, may just find it a little bit easier if he can collect a win here tonight. 5 laps remain to be run. Route 1 and 2, it is still a two-way battle for the lead. George real hot shoes. The 17 of Peterson, Rick Medevere, Butler, who has won a couple of features here this year, the 78 of Larry Vassar, the 99 of Konopka, and Herb Bennett has managed to thread the needle through that entire pack, and he now sits comfortably in position number 4.
Talking to the Vassar crew, Larry having a good year. They said his car was not running up to its usual standards tonight, and you can see that Larry is a little bit off the pace in the 78 car. However, right in front of him, great battles as they cross the line now. Just 3 laps remain, and it's still a good battle between Foster and Adams. Foster had better not make a mistake. Adams is waiting right there to capitalize. Bennett runs 4th, followed by Peterson, and now Butler running in 6th place as he continues his march up. And we've got a problem up in, it appears to be Mark Trombley in the 53 up against the barrier as he lost.
Boy, what a popular win that would be.
And talking to one of the Foster crew members earlier tonight, he said, this could be our night. We're running very well. It just may be. Here they come once again, and there's green.
Down to the line they come, side by side. Scott Foster and Bim Adams. They head for turn 1. This could be the deciding point right here. And Foster is able to inch out ahead. Adams drops back into 2nd. And look at the challenge for 3rd. Peterson looks to the inside of Greco. Down into turn number 3. They exit 4. They head for the start-finish line. 2 laps remain to be run in this one. And good action all through the pack now as a little jostling takes place between Konopka and Medevere, but they both hold positions. Here comes Zentarski, who's worked his way from the back of the pack, now running about in the middle, so Chuck looking good in a comeback effort. Here we go, white flag, and rubbing between Peterson and Bennett. Peterson comes out holding 3rd place. So contact, but both cars okay. Final circuit, here they go. Foster looking for win number 1, heading down the backstretch. It's been a long dry spell for Scott, and you can bet he'll be a happy man in victory lane. Off the turn he comes. It's Foster heading down for the victory. Bim Adams 2nd and a close 3rd. Peterson over Herb Bennett. And Tom Butler does a fine job in overtaking George the Shark Greco for the number 5 spot. Their first qualifying heat, and we'll run down those lineups as soon as we conclude our victory lane ceremonies. But all the action tonight being brought to you by your CarQuest stores. Remember, you'll find it at CarQuest. Representatives tonight are here from the following stores: CarQuest Auto Parts in New Britain, Waterbury, Plainville, Vernon, Hartford, New London, and Bristol, as well as Alson Auto. Okay, Raleigh, thank you very much. And you can hear a very happy crew is gathered here in Victory Lane as Scott Foster accepts the congratulations. To Victory Lane, there he is, Scott Foster. We'll get Scott and his whole crew over here.
Sure are.
Scott, first of all, congratulations. Boy, you were really hooked tonight.
Yeah, the car was hooked up pretty good for once, finally.
You and Bim Adams ran side by side for about 4 laps nonstop, and it looked from where we were that you guys were just inches apart and yet never touched.
Leo ran me as clean as anybody would ever want you to run him. He was as fair as anybody. He stayed his own groove. I tried to keep my own. I probably leaned on him a little more than he leaned on me, and I think he's happy about the race, and I'm pretty happy. That's for darn sure. There's a lot of people I got to thank. First of all, TA Motor. He gave me a motor all year, and boy, oh boy, that Davey pulls. Transmission Clinic. The Boys and All crew, the 36 crew helped me out so much. BFR Racing, he built the chassis, he makes it go. Booten and Sons, they're one of my big sponsors for money. And Cliff Nelson sponsors me also for money. These people were all great for me. I wouldn't be racing if it wasn't for other crews out there this year, because it's my own setup, my own car. And I got to thank the crew, too, because they stuck with me, spent some tough times, and my wife and the rest of the wives, I guess.
Well, Scott, congratulations. You've got another try at it tonight, so good luck in the second round.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Raleigh, it's all yours.
Thank you, and Bim Adams moving in, and he'll accept his CarQuest Quest for Success Award after congratulating our winner, Scott Foster.